Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 4, I believe. I hope you guys are doing good today. It is Saturday, and instead of having Sunday Fun Day, I have decided to have my fun on a Saturday. I have been out all day long, and still plan on going on tonight. I don't know who going out tonight. I don't know who I think I am. I do not know who I think I am, but I'm telling you I'm tired. And I'm going to do a direct upload today because I don't want y'all to have to wait any longer on the video. And I don't even know if I have time to do a whole bunch of edits. So let's talk about what happened. So this week, the purpose is digging deeper. And I know that all of us who have been watching Ready to Love, we all did a collective sigh when nephew Tommy told him what the goal was going to be, because the goal is always the same. By the 4th episode, you got to go deep, or you got to dig deeper, and then the next one, it'll be the same thing it was in season 3 and season 2. I kind of wish they'd get a new challenge. But they in the ladies' lounge with nephew Tommy, which is an oxymoron, because where is Jacqueline? Where's Jacqueline? We had her on the first episode, and we haven't seen her since. Where is she? I thought she was going to be coming in and talk to the ladies. See, y'all done pulled the wool over my eyes, and I don't appreciate it. So, Vanesha and Joelle meet up. Joelle has made breakfast at his place. Vanesha shows up, and he let us know that she feel like Mardi Gras. She feels soft. She feel like a Zulu ball. She feel like everything, child, because she all soft and warm. Now, they have a good conversation. They have a pretty good date. Vanesha likes that they have so many things in common. The fact that they both put their children first. The fact that they've both been through a lot. She also likes that Joel is good with his hands. Joel lets us know he's good with his hands. She likes the fact that he is the type of person who has overcome things. And so Vanesha, that is her name, right? I was calling her V. Feels like they can blend their families together well. And I feel like that too. I feel like Vanesha's children are Ain't one of her girls older, like out of high school, or am I tripping? I feel like at least one of them is older. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but she feels like they can easily blend family. She feels like Joel is real. She feels like he is humble. She doesn't see a whole lot of red flags with Joel. So she likes him, and he likes her. So, yeah, that's all that is to that. Troy. Troy has promised everybody a birthday trip, and the ladies have caught on. So Amber Fly Jones ain't having it. That's her name, right? Alexis Fly Jones ain't having it. So she gonna talk to Troy about the fact that he been willing to take everybody on a date. So when she gets together with Troy, she tells him, listen, you told me I was your number one, but I'm starting to think you got a lot of number ones. You've been going around here kissing people on the cheek. And Troy said, really? Everybody? Because I don't remember that. I said, Troy, now you 51 years old. I know good and full well that you just had a full checkup with the colonoscopy. And I know good and full well you ain't got a touch of the dementia. So you know what you said, and you know what you did. You was running around here kissing folk, and you was running around here promising birthday trips. So don't quit that line. Quit that line. So Amber tells him, listen, that's not going to work. Now, I understand this is a dating show and that we all seeing other people. That's a given. But you can't just be telling us all the same thing. And you can't be offering us all the same trip. And ladies, now we do know we ain't going on no birthday trips with nobody. Not nobody we just met. We do know that, right? I mean, I know y'all grown. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. But I hate to find out y'all was at the chop shop with your livers, to and fro. Okay, your kidneys here and there. I hate to find out. Or even worse, I hate that y'all, find out y'all in that sex trade. Because I'm going to tell you what, this name right here ain't got too many good years left. So don't put me in no trade. Don't put me in no trade. I'm telling you. I'm going to get killed. I'm going to get killed because I'm just not going to have too much to give. But we ain't going on vacation with people we just met, right, ladies? Okay, just making sure. Moving on. Who else? Chris and Amber go on a date. Amber real cute, y'all. She real cute. She like a little button. Y'all know how I feel about cute tiny people, I want to put them in my pocket. So as soon as I saw her in there in the ring, you know, she had her little arms up, I was like, oh, I just want to take it and put it in my pocket. Then baby girl started punching, and I was just like, now wait a minute, now this ain't what I thought was gonna happen. I said, Chris gonna fall over. So she packing up punches, and Chris was like, you're so cute. I said, yeah, I bet you your body gonna hurt tomorrow. I bet your core was strong as I don't know what. Trying to hold them little things in front of her. So Amber is packing a punch. Later on, though, they do have a good conversation. I thought it was good about their backgrounds. Amber was placed into foster care at 5. She was adopted. And later, okay, much later, actually in recent times, she was reconnected with her sister, who was also placed up for adoption at the same time, which that touched my heart, y'all. If I ever adopt some children and I find out they got siblings, I'm gonna probably just go ahead. Let me go ahead and get a 2 for 1. Let me go ahead and get a 2 for 1. And I am interested in adopting, but that really touched my heart. She's been reunited with her blood sister, and that's been recent for her. Chris can kind of relate because his father has, honey, I had to type this in, 11 kids with 9 different women. And he had to come on through to a reunion or a barbecue of some sort so he could meet up with some of his biological siblings. So he kind of understands where she's coming from. Amber reveals to him that she ain't just an attorney, baby. She's the district attorney. She is a DA. And Chris said, ain't no problem. Like, normally Amber doesn't like to reveal that because a lot of men do feel threatened. And I know some men out there will say, we don't feel threatened by your careers. I do have some friends who are very, very well-to-do, and that does happen. So it may not be you, okay? You may not be the type, but it does happen. So she doesn't always reveal right off what she does and who she is because she doesn't want anybody to feel intimidated. You ain't got to worry about that with Chris, baby girl. As a matter of fact, Chris said your stock just went up. This 50-50 we was talking about, let's just go ahead and make it 75-25. All right? 75 on you, 25 on me. Chris don't mind. Okay, he said her stock just went up. Chris also said that it didn't make him feel any type of way, and that he actually liked that she was accomplished and that she had all these things going on. Now, to some people, this might not be a good thing, but I'm going to tell you, for some people, this kind of environment actually does work, and if it works, then let it work for them. I did enjoy their date. I felt like Amber let her guard down a lot. I felt like it was not the same Amber that we got that was quizzing Khalil. Remember that? And I felt like she was a lot softer this date. Like, I didn't feel like her guard was up this date. And the fact that she was adopted at 5 years old, separated from her biological sister, I don't know the rest of her background, but I'm pretty sure she probably saw some stuff within that 5 years that might have something to do with why she is maybe a little bit tougher. I'm not sure, but I just feel like her guard was down. I felt like we got a different Amber on this date. You know, Chris, he looking for that twin flame. He looking for that soulmate. He looking for that, y'all know he get deep with it. And maybe this is his one. All right, especially with that 75-25. Let's move on. Stacey goes out with David. This date didn't go that well, in my opinion. They meet up to do Pilates. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, do not invite JoJo out for the first date to work out. I'm sorry. And it's not because I don't work out, because I work out 4 times a week at minimum. I usually work out more. But when I work out, baby, I works out. Okay, this hair be a mess. I be having a do-rag on under the hat. I be sweating real hard. Every now and then you'll hear me let out a woo child or oh my goodness, help me Lord. I be working out. All right. And I don't want nobody around me when I'm trying to do what I need to do. All right. So they did some machines. I didn't know Pilates had these body machines. Now, back in the day, you did Pilates on the floor just like you did yoga, but now they got these little machines. So her and David did that. David was late, child. I said, David, you gotta do better now. But David says that the end game for him is marriage, and they begin to talk about trust. Now, Stacey has some trust issues because y'all know that she gave concessions in her relationship. So she does have some trust issues, but apparently she feel like David, the way he handles trust is different from the way she handled trust, because she feels like, yes, you should be open, you should be honest, you should have communication, but at the same time, there should still be some privacy. Like, if I got a journal, you don't need to be reading my journal. And I got where Stacey was coming from, because I believe that even in a relationship, even in a marriage, there's just certain things, especially when you get older, and you got some ways about you. It's just certain things that you do privately. It is not because you're trying to cheat, not because you're trying to sneak around. Like me, I get up early. I definitely pray and have my time. Sometimes I'll go work out and have a cup of coffee. That's just my thing. It ain't got nothing to do with me not wanting to be with you. It ain't got nothing to do with me trying to hide nothing from you or trying to sneak out the house. It's just my thing. I come on back, do whatever needs to be done. So I kind of got what she was saying in a journal. I keep that. But I think she misunderstood, and maybe David misunderstood her too, now that I'm thinking about it. But I don't think she quite understood where David was coming from, because David was like, well, what you need? Do you need passwords? And she was like, no, I don't need all of that. But David feels like if you're in a marriage, everything should be open. Passwords. I don't know about journals. That seems like it would be excessive, but he feels like things should be open. I get where David is coming from, and I get where Stacey is coming from. Like, David is kind of coming from, I don't have anything to hide anyway. Stacey is kind of coming from, I don't have anything to hide, but there's just certain things that I pour out that I want to be with me, and I don't need you to know, because they're my innermost feelings and thoughts. And as far as my social media, like, that might just be one of those things that's silly to her. So I kind of got both sides, but I do feel like she kind of may have misinterpreted what David said. What did y'all think about that part? I'm not sure. She felt like David was trying to make it seem like she was being secretive, and maybe he misunderstood it, but I don't know. I need y'all advice on that one. Let's move on. So Liz and Alexis Fly Jones and Jason and Aaron, that ain't his name, AJ, blast from the past, right? AJ, Jason, Liz, Alexis Fly, they all go out. So y'all know Alexis Fly, she's super competitive. They playing cornhole. But child, why these people around? All these places to park? Why these people around my car? Why these people around my car? It's a full parking lot. Anyway, she's super competitive, and she not more competitive than Liz, because Liz, not only did she come to play cornhole, but my sis came in like a shirt that had this little extra piece to it. It was giving me like a kimono feel. I was looking at her like, oh, sis praise dance most definitely, because anytime a woman got a good old bell sleeve, honey, that lets you know she do some praising. So they end up doing really well with the cornhole. They go have some private conversations. Alexis Fly Jones and Jason still don't see it. I still feel like their energy is very awkward. I don't feel like he is into her like that, but I could be wrong. She says that she thinks her son would be fine if they started dating. He says he has to kind of get used to possibly the idea of dating a parent. Alexis does notice that he seems to be a little standoffish with her and wishes that he would kind of get a little closer or get a little more open. Once again, she telling too much. She telling them when that time of the month comes, she have an attitude. Listen, baby, they all think that anyway, so just, you don't even gotta mention it. You don't even gotta mention it. But she just, I don't know. Alexis Fly, I want the best for her, but I feel like she needs some coaching or something. I don't know. It's just something about her. But I don't feel the vibes with them anyway. Y'all can let me know if y'all feeling them, but I actually wouldn't be surprised if Alexis Fly, if she don't change stuff in the next episode, could possibly be one of the next ones to go. I don't know for sure, but just something about her, I don't know. I don't know. It's just too much. Then we move on to AJ and Liz, and they have an interesting conversation. I would never put these two together, but AJ was just like, I love everything about you. I love everything. It's like so regal with you. You even wore a cape. I said, that's what I'm talking about, AJ. Don't you look blessed and saved? I know you was feeling it, huh? So, Liz wants to know, how do you feel about the sexual relations before the marriage? And AJ is just like, well, I mean, are you celibate, or are you? And she was just like, I'm abstinent. I am abstaining. Until a certain point. I would like it to be when I get married. And AJ was just like, I respect that. I respect it. And I've done that. I've done the celibacy thing, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to do it now. Okay. I believe that I want to see what it's about because sexual chemistry is important to him. And, he does make the comment that, you think you have sexual chemistry with somebody and you think you can teach them how to please you, but a lot of times that's intangible and he just can't deal with that. And I'm really glad that AJ said that because I have met guys who believe, like, let's say they date a younger woman and maybe she's not sexually experienced, that they can teach that woman how to please them. And maybe you can, right? Maybe you can. But now fellas, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but some women just got it, right? Like, some women got certain techniques that they just got it. And no matter how you try to teach it, you can't quite teach it like she can do it. I ain't saying I'm one of them women, but I'm saying I've heard some things. I have heard some things. And some of y'all women, y'all, ooh-wee, baby, y'all putting it on these men, then running around here wondering why you got a stalker. But yeah, I done heard about some of y'all. But I was really glad that he brought that up. It's not always that you can teach somebody what to do. So it's something that he needs to make sure they're still compatible. I respect it. The celibacy thing doesn't always work for everybody. It is, I would say, especially if you put religion into it, spirituality. And like Liz said, being celibate has actually taught her a whole lot. It is shown a whole bunch of people's true colors and, revealed a lot of situations to her. And I definitely agree with that. You guys know I've talked about on here briefly. I was celibate for years. And it was good for me. It helped me a lot. But it had drawbacks. It did have drawbacks. And I'm not just talking about men who wasn't interested. I ain't child. It had some drawbacks. I'll just say that. And some of the drawbacks I dealt with, long after. So it definitely had its things, but I think it's admirable and I think it's something that can be done, but it absolutely has to be with somebody who's on the same page as you, which will probably be David. What else? AJ does say he feels the goodness in Liz, and I think a lot of people do. Now, let's move on. Ron goes out with Chris Ann. Now, I'm going to call her Chris Ann. I know I was going to call her Daisy, but I can't call her Daisy because she's not the flower. Okay? The flower is chrysanthemum. Her name is Chrysan. Child. Y'all help me again. I done forgot that quick. That's why people don't get a chance to say her name. Chrysanthemum. But her name, I think, is Chrysanthemum. Or forget it. We gonna call her Chris Ann. You got Deborah Ann, you got Barbara Ann, you got Betty Ann, Chris Ann. We gonna take it straight country for you. Okay? So, Chris Ann and Ron go on a date. I'm looking at my notes, y'all. Sorry. They go on a date. I thought their date was pretty good, too. Overall, I think we got some good dates this episode. They trying to, play some games, Connect Four. They doing a little Jenga. And they just are sitting down and trying to figure out what the other person wants in a woman, what you want in a man. They kind of going back and forth. We find out that Ron does have a past. He went to jail at 18. And eventually he got to the point where he went to college and got himself together for the better. He is from the Detroit area. I have heard that about Detroit as well as Chicago. Not a whole lot of, I guess you would say mentorship or just trying to teach the young guys that there's another way out. So Ron was one of the ones who made it out, and good for him. I hope he's interested in instilling that into some other young men in the Detroit area. But yeah, he definitely had to get his life right. They both agree that in a marriage, they want to have fun. They want to enjoy the person that they're with. Ron tells Chris Ann, "You was my number one since the brunch." Chris Ann is flattered. Ron wants to know, what do you need from a man? And Chris Ann says, listen, I just want somebody who is like, Chris Ann want a man's man. You know what I'm saying? Want them strong. Want them be able to, what's the 2 P's that's real popular on the YouTube streets right now? Protect, provide. And now, y'all, I wasn't ready for this, especially when we dealing with Chris 2 seasons in a row. I was not prepared for Ron to turn around and say protecting and providing is easy. I've done that. I was like, Ron, you better talk that talk. I don't know if you walking that walk, but you better talk that talk when you talking it with your thick tongue. Ron said, look, I done all of that. I can protect and provide. That's easy. What I need to know is that you need me. I need to feel that. And Chris Ann was like, I mean, I got you. Yeah. I'm going to act like I need you. Me too, Chris Ann. Ron was just like, I need to feel that because I'm going to be perfectly transparent with you. I definitely need you more than you need me. And I was just like, now, baby, am I in the Twilight Zone? Is Ron running game? Or is he for real? Because I wasn't expecting this out of Ron. I was expecting a whole bunch of YouTube talk from Ron. But, okay, what y'all thought about that? And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I was impressed. I was impressed because I wasn't expecting it out of him. I really wasn't. And I hope he being honest. It didn't feel like game. But it never do, huh? But I appreciated that. I mean, yeah. And Chris Ann was like, in return, I'm definitely going to make you feel needed and wanted. That's how I want to make a man feel. I was like, y'all better talk, Chris Ann and Ron. All right. Child, I ain't mad. I ain't mad. Liz goes on a date with David. They definitely have a lot of similarities, right? They both spiritual. They both grew up in the church. They talk about how they grew up. David said he couldn't talk to no girls on the phone. His mama would answer the phone and say, praise the Lord. I said, David, now my mama didn't say praise the Lord, but I could not talk to no boys on the phone. I could only talk to one boy on the phone, and that was a boy that went to my church. That's it. Couldn't talk to nobody else. So, David says that because things were so strict and because things were so rigid, he backed away from the church, backed away from religion entirely. He still kept God in it, but he backed away. And a lot of us church kids, we can relate, right? If you grew up in church, what Steve Harvey say in Kings of Comedy, Mama, sometimes I just rather go to hell because y'all just went to church so much, and you do get burnt out, and you do start to see things inside of the church and certain experiences that have happened, especially if you go to a different church, you just start to feel funny about a lot of stuff. And so I think all of us church kids have had the experience, especially if you go to college, of kind of backing away, having to find God for yourself, and encourage your children to do that. Don't just be the one that forges the relationship between them and God. Encourage them to seek God for themselves, for real. Because if you don't, they will literally be like babies outside of your care, and they will fall victim to anything. And I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. Okay, so encourage that. Teach them, but encourage as well. And, like they say, when they get old, they will not depart from it. Because David, like the prodigal son, he returned home. Okay. Kill the fatted calf. The calf. Sorry, not the calf. I'm being ignorant. Kill it. Serve it up. Because we about to have a celebration. Because David done returned home. And I totally got what he was saying. You back away from a lot of your connections because it's so rigid. That is the danger of religion versus spirituality. Every time. It'll get you every time. And it don't matter what religion you are. It will get you every time. So, he got that right. He came on back. And he is looking for that genuine connection. He has been married, I think 3 times or 2 times. But he's been married multiple times. The first time he was just young. The second time the person ran off on the plug. And the next time he gets married, he just doesn't want to feel like the person's going to leave. He doesn't want to feel abandonment again. And that kind of got him a little choked up when he was talking about it. Liz likes that. Liz likes that he was transparent. She was transparent as well about her being single for 17 years, having some situationships, but the situations turned her into who she is today. I said, keep that real, Liz. I like it. Because, a lot of women that are conservative, they'll act like they just, I just love the Lord and he heard my cry. But keep it real. It was the situations that I've been through that got me to this point. And I don't think that makes you any lesser of a woman if your situations got you to the point where you are at now. Liz, I ain't mad. Other people might not be mad. Other people might be mad, but I ain't mad. Can't get my words together. But, Liz kept it real with him, and David said that Liz was a safe place. A lot of times you feel like you can't talk, but Liz is a person you can talk to. I said, y'all better talk. Now, y'all know I like that kind of stuff. We move on. So the ladies meet up because they got to talk about who they going to get a boot to. It was real shady the way they kept putting that camera on Stacey every time Liz talked about David. Liz is feeling David. Liz wasn't even deterred about what Stacey was talking about, because baby, that's your date. You felt like he want all your passwords and whatnot. And Liz said, I don't even care about that, because I'm old school. I grew up like that too. So you can have whatever you want. She don't even care. But she said she wasn't deterred, and I actually was glad, because make up your own mind. They all come to an agreement about Troy, and there was a few other people that was mentioned, but we know Chrisanne is feeling Ron and Vanesha is feeling Joel. So in the end, they end up giving David a stern talking to, but they keep him. And David says, I was misunderstood. Let me tell you what I really meant. And he explains that to Amber. And he was just like, well, listen, if she thought I was asking for her password, I wasn't asking for her password. I'm saying when it come to me, I don't got nothing to hide. So I'm giving out everything. That's just me, though. Then we got Troy, who got a touch of the dementia. Apparently, he don't remember what he said and didn't say, who he kissed and didn't kiss. And basically, Stacey said, you know what, judging from all that you was doing, we done decided you ain't ready to love. And good riddance. Okay, we all wanted Troy gone. Troy actually appealed to the rest of y'all. Are y'all ready to love? Do y'all want Troy? Because he wants y'all if y'all want him. Yeah, but Troy had to get on out the door. So, y'all, what y'all think about this episode? Real light, nothing too heavy. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and get this up, and I will see y'all for the next one, all right? Bye.